Hi everyone, I'm Meredith Abbott, Culinary Director for Sur La Table, and welcome to On the Table. Today I'm going to be making Crepes Suzette. This recipe is a combination of buttery, thin crepes smothered in a flambéed sweet orange caramel sauce. I'm going to start by making my crepe batter. I like to prepare mine in a large measuring cup. Start with eggs, milk, water, flour, sugar, melted butter, and a pinch of salt. I like to use a blender to ensure a smooth batter. So blend until smooth. This goes into the refrigerator, covered for at least 30 minutes to relax all that gluten. Let's make some crepes. Start by preheating my pan with about medium heat. Medium heat's always kind of your go-to. Get my ladle in my batter and start by buttering my pan with some melted butter. This is just to ensure that your crepes flip and come out evenly and easily, and as well as adds a little bit of flavor. My pan is warm, and now I'm going to start with my first crepe. 1 ladleful of batter, a little bit of sizzle happening. Immediately start swirling your pan around. You want to disperse all of that crepe batter to basically cover the bottom of that pan as much as you can. Crepes are a lot like the American style pancakes. Your first one doesn't always turn out very well, but that's okay. Just toss it and keep going. Cook on this first side until you see your edges begin to set and the top no longer looks glossy. I like to use an offset spatula and just work it under the crepe. Use your fingertips if you need to. Get it all the way under there, and you're gonna flip with confidence. Pick it up, put it down. Ooh! That one actually turned out pretty well. I don't think I'm gonna have to sacrifice this one. Cook it on the second side for about 30 seconds and then move on to the next. We're looking for about 12 crepes total. Another ladleful. And immediately start swirling. Looking for a nice round crepe if you can. Crepe pans, of course, are preferred for this, but you can also use a non-stick skillet if you don't have a crepe pan. If you do love making crepes at home and you want to invest in one, look for one that has a nice, really flat, heavy bottom, shallow or low sides that will help with the flipping, and is also lightweight because you are going to pick it up and swirl that batter, so you want to make sure that you can lift it comfortably. So my batter is nicely set. It's no longer shiny or wet looking on top. So I'm going to slide my spatula again underneath. Use your finger if you need to. And flip with confidence. Boop, there you go. Crepes are great to make in advance, up to a day. When you stack them, you want to make sure that you put a layer of parchment paper in between them so they don't stick together. There you go. And you can just keep making your crepes and stacking them until all of your batter is done. All right, my crepes are made. Now it's time to bring it all together with my flambéed orange caramel sauce. Start with the stainless steel skillet, medium heat. I'm gonna add my butter in here. Melt my butter. Everything now gets done in this one skillet. My butter's mostly melted, so I'm going to go ahead and add in my granulated sugar, my orange juice, the zest of an entire orange right into this pan, really layering in all of those orange flavors. Give this a quick whisk. And lifting the skillet off of my heat, I'm gonna add one more orange flavor. I've got an orange liqueur. Today I'm using Grand Marnier. You always wanna add your booze to a skillet off of your heat, especially if you're using gas. This way it doesn't ignite as you're pouring it in. Whisk this to make sure that all of the sugar has melted and there's no lumps of the orange zest. And we're going to let this simmer until it reduces down by about half or to about a half a cup of liquid. Okay, this is the sauce you are looking for. See how the bubbles are nice and big, and when I swirl it around, it's moving around your pan like caramel sauce. I'm gonna turn my heat off because I don't want it to cook anymore, and now I'm gonna start coating my crepes in this caramel sauce. So one at a time, grab a crepe. I like to do this part with my hands. Put it into your sauce so it gets nicely coated. And then from one side, you're gonna fold it in half, and then in thirds, and then in thirds again, and then just push that off to the side. Grab a crepe, drop it into my sauce, get it nice and coated. You can kind of alter the directions that you do this. I like to fold it in threes. I think it looks nice because it gives each crepe a little bit of height. Because I put parchment in between my crepes as I was making them, I can easily grab one crepe at a time, like so. And last one, get that in there, fold a third and a third. Okay, here's the fun showstopper part. I'm bringing it all back up to a little bit of a simmer or a bubble. I'm going to remove it off of the flame now to add my Grand Marnier right over top. Return it back to the stove to heat everything up like so. And now is the fun part. I get to ignite it. Take your body one step back. There we go. And just watch it go. This will burn off in just a few seconds. Flambeeing reduces all of those flavors together, brings it all together, deepens those caramely notes in the Grand Marnier, and it's just really fun to watch. Let it burn itself completely off before you go back in with a spoon to serve it. This could take a minute or so. The flame has died down. Turn my heat off. Come in here, grab a crepe, like so, onto my plate. Grab a little bit of the sauce, drizzle it over, like so. I like to serve mine with a few segments of fresh orange, just to play off those really caramelly notes from that sauce. I like some freshness. Ooh, and now I get to try it. In we go. It's gonna be hot. Oh my God. For just some simple ingredients, this is such a showstopper for any occasion. Enjoy.